Hi, this is Elisabeth de Johannes of Liberated Express. Now you have found this Equinox, um, spring equinox, sound healing and light language activation. And I just wanted to hop on a little video where I go with you a little bit through. So what can you do with such a thing like this activation? Because I created this. It's all my voice that you hear. And I made it 2 days ago, before Equinox. And before I did it, I tuned in with nature and I had my conversations with the elementals and with spirits and I really tuned into, okay, what wants to be brought forward, and how can I create something, um so how can I create something that really brings with you, if you, especially if you have done the 12 uh holy nights, tune in the challenge, so where you have chosen and connected to what it is that you want to bring into this year. um, you might already feel that things have changed within you, and the intent that you have made in those 12 days, um, because the energy is shifting so quickly, they might have changed already. And here at around the 3 months mark, it's a really good time to spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and feel within your body what of those intents want to shift right now. What have you already been through? What has already been alchemized and transformed? And if you listen to my activation, just feel into that, and then also know, because it's an alchemical process what I've created. Know, feel into what wants to change, what wants to let go, what do you want to bring. And then you will hear there's a sort of a call, there's a first call that is calling to your soul. Okay, what is it that you want to bring in, and how are you going to bring that into creation? So here's a first call that you will hear inside of this, that will activate those pearls of wisdom. And then there's a bit of, I don't know, I really felt like, oh, it's like the deep elementals that live within the earth, that have been working really hard in winter, and that are now sort of, they really want to bring up. They're sort of like, yeah, we want change, we don't want to be stagnant here, we want change. And inside of us there's also this tendency of like, okay, winter has been long enough, we need some change. You can feel it in your body, you might want to gain up your exercise, your physical exercise, or you there might be plans that really want to come out and want to brought into creation. And then it's like those seeds that you planted, they need to break through a little bit. They need some roots, they want some air, and that's always a little bit like, they find a way. And then when you're in there, you're really being called like, now go out. And then inside of that same activation, there's a moment where you're almost like being. So I saw this huge motion of birds and of air spirits that are calling, and light spirits that are calling out to get into movement and into clarity as well. And so you can feel yourself almost drawn up. And there's also the water movement that is connecting you to the people that you need to connect, but also to your emotions. So it's a very synergic movement as well. So you will, and the vision and an intent where the feminine works and the masculine is calling her to, hey, so what is it that you want to bring? And that the clarity that you can have, the more clarity and really by experiencing your emotions, by going through them and giving it time, and through movement or through speaking it out, to singing, to art, through walking in nature and connecting to nature, and to really speak out your plans, not only with your mind but with your emotions. Feel them, and then bring that. It's like, if you really listen to it with your divine masculine power, so it's like this calling of this, all these air spirits as well, like these birds, they're flying around, and then they're sort of sensing, okay, what is it? And then you bring it. Now, that last bit is really like, just dream your vision, dream your intent, and see it happening. So that is one way of going through this activation. And yeah, so the way that I've come to understand how my sounding activations and light language that I put in light codes, it is the sound of, it's a frequency that comes from my soul, but also from the spirits around us. And I really tune into this moment and through what wanted to come. And so I've been told by others that my light language is quite connected to the universal part of the earth. It's not so much locally. It's also, yeah, there's a connection through the whole cosmos in there. But it's really like, okay, who are we here on this planet? You might hear or recognize different cultural elements in there. And I think what I voice is really voice of where humanity wants to go in this time. So yeah, and then of course it's our connection with our all the guides and all our spirits, the angels that want to come in. I really heard them in there as well, and I felt them as well. But it's really, I want you, when you listen to this, I want you to celebrate your own being, because the minute you take away all this hierarchy, I mean the dividing hierarchy, and you start to celebrate your own being, you really access all that is here for you. So that's a little bit about what this Equinox activation might give you. And For yeah, of course, you if you want me to help you create your own personal activation, because I do this sometimes, and I'm also creating a professionally recorded album. This was not professionally recorded. I created it with little tools on my phone, and of course I sang, and then I created it like that. And by models, I found an amazing producer that is able who is able to really we are able to really connect and create the most beautiful pieces of music and activations. And that is, I'm doing this also for companies who really feel like, okay, I want something for my clients and myself to represent the spirit of who I am. And I want my clients to be activated by a certain depth that is not available outside, and that lives within, and your frequency is able to open that for them. So that's an option for you to for me to create that for you or for your clients, but also um, yeah, in very soon in the Netherlands, I'm going. I'm giving a retreat where I open you up also to how do I listen into nature? How do I tune in and hear the sounds of nature, hear the sounds of spirit, hear how can I bring out my own soul language, my own light language. And yeah, that's also a very beautiful thing to look at. And that is in April, end of April. So if you want more information about that, just come and ask me, and I will share some of that with you. Okay, for now, have a wonderful time with this, and you can listen to it as many times as you want. Yeah, it might be that you get some shamanic, because there's a lot of shamanic work in there, that you have some physical reactions. No, that is all fine. It's just a kinesthetic acknowledgement of what is happening. So you might burp, you might yawn, you might even cry, you might want to move, you might get shivers, you might swallow a lot. That's all perfectly fine. It's just a shamanic way of acknowledging, hey, things are shifting right here. Okay, hey, see you later. Love you. Bye.